The moment you boot into this new Linux desktop, the first thing you notice isn't a flashy logo or some forced onboarding tutorial telling you how modern it is. It's the silence. No pop-ups begging you to sign into an account. No notifications asking you to finish setting up your device. No ads baked into the interface. Just a clean, responsive desktop that feels like it exists to serve you, not harvest you. And that alone already makes it feel like what Windows 12 should have been from the very beginning. For years, Windows users have been promised a future desktop operating system that would be faster, smarter, more intuitive, and more respectful of the user. Instead, what we got was an endless cycle of redesigns, telemetry expansion, subscription pushes, and features that feel more like experiments than improvements. Meanwhile, quietly and steadily, the Linux desktop has been evolving, learning from Windows' mistakes, borrowing its strengths, and fixing its weaknesses in ways Microsoft seems unwilling or unable to do. This new Linux desktop doesn't try to reinvent computing. It perfects it. Everything starts with the layout. The desktop is familiar enough that a lifelong Windows user can sit down and immediately understand where things are. There's a taskbar, a system tray, a launcher, a file manager that behaves logically, and window controls that work exactly how you expect them to. But unlike Windows 11 and the rumored direction of Windows 12, nothing feels arbitrarily locked down or designed for touch-first devices at the expense of keyboard and mouse users. You can place the taskbar where you want, you can resize it, customize it, or remove it entirely. You can choose whether you want a traditional start menu, a Mac OS style dock, or a GNOME-inspired overview. The system adapts to you, not the other way around. Performance is where the illusion of next-gen really becomes reality. On the same hardware where Windows struggles with background processes, indexing telemetry services, an update theme is constantly running in the background, this Linux desktop feels almost impossibly light. Applications launch instantly. Windows snaps smoothly without stutter. Animations are fluid, not because they're flashy, but because they're efficient. You're not waiting for the OS to catch up with your input. The desktop feels like it's running at the speed of thought. And that's something Windows used to be famous for, but has slowly lost over time. What's even more impressive is how well this desktop scales. On a high-end machine, it looks and feels premium, with subtle transparency, tasteful blur effects, and high DPI support that actually works across the entire system. On older or weaker hardware, those same effects can be disabled or scaled down without breaking anything. The system doesn't punish you for not having the latest CPU or GPU. It respects your hardware choices. Windows Dozy, based on everything we've seen, so far seems to be heading in the opposite direction, demanding newer processors, TPM requirements, and increasingly arbitrary compatibility checks that leave millions of perfectly usable machines behind. Then there's the workflow. This Linux desktop understands how people actually use their computers in 2026. Virtual desktops are not an afterthought. They're a core part of the experience. You can create as many as you need, name them, assign applications to them, and move between them instantly using keyboard shortcuts or gestures. Multitasking feels natural, not forced. You're not fighting the system to keep your windows organized. You're not constantly resizing or rearranging things because the OS decided it knows better than you. This is the kind of productivity-focused design Windows once championed, but seems to have deep. File management is another area where this Linux desktop quietly outclasses Windows. The file manager is fast, predictable, and powerful without being overwhelming. Tabs are built in and work exactly how you'd expect. Network shares connect reliably. External drives mount instantly. Permissions are clear and transparent, not hidden behind vague warnings. You can preview files without opening them, batch rename with advanced rules, and customize context menus without diving into the registry or installing questionable third-party tools. Windows 12 could have fixed decades-old File Explorer issues, but instead, they keep layering new interfaces on top of old ones, resulting in inconsistency and confusion. Updates, perhaps the single most frustrating aspect of modern Windows, are handled in a way that feels almost shocking if you've spent years on Microsoft's ecosystem. Updates happen when you want them to, not when the system decides it's convenient. They're fast, reliable, and rarely require reboots. When a reboot is necessary, you're told exactly why. There's no working on updates. Do not turn off your computer screen that hijacks your workflow for half an hour. There's no sudden restart in the middle of a project because the OS decided it waited long enough. This Linux desktop treats updates as maintenance, not as an event. Security on this system doesn't come from constant surveillance or aggressive restrictions. It comes from design Applications are sandboxed by default. System components are separated from user space. Permissions are explicit and easy to understand. You don't need a third-party antivirus constantly screaming at you to feel safe. The system is secure because it's structured intelligently, not because it's watching everything you do. Windows 12 talks a lot about AI-powered security and cloud-based protection, but that often translates into more data leaving your machine and more dependencies on online services. This Linux desktop proves you can be secure without being invasive. One of the biggest surprises for many users is software compatibility. The old myth that Linux can't run real applications is rapidly collapsing, and this desktop is living proof. Native Linux applications are more polished than ever, covering everything from creative work to development to everyday productivity. And when you need Windows software, compatibility layers handle it with a level of reliability that would have sounded impossible just a few years ago. Games run smoothly, professional tools work with minimal configuration, and unlike Windows, you're not locked into a single app store or forced to use a specific distribution method. You install software the way you want, from where you want. Customization deserves special attention because this is where the philosophical difference between Linux and Windows becomes impossible to ignore. On this Linux desktop, customization isn't a hack or a workaround. It's a first-class feature. You can change themes, icons, fonts, window behavior, shortcuts, and workflows without breaking the system or avoiding some imaginary warranty. You're encouraged to make the desktop yours. Windows 12, by contrast, seems increasingly hostile to deep customization, locking down elements of the interface in the name of consistency, while paradoxically making the experience feel less personal. Privacy is the final nail in the coffin for the comparison. This Linux desktop doesn't assume you want to be tracked. It doesn't require an online account just to log in. It doesn't collect usage data by default. There's no advertising ID, there's no hidden telemetry toggle buried 10 menus deep. You can see exactly what the system is doing, and you can change it. In an era where operating systems increasingly behave like data collection platforms, this feels almost revolutionary. Windows 12 could have been the O's that restore trust, but instead, it appears to be doubling down on the same practices that drove users away in the first place. What makes all of this so frustrating for longtime Windows users is that none of these ideas are radical. They're not experimental. They're not risky. They're simply using this Linux desktop. Didn't need to chase trends or force AI features into every corner of the interface to feel modern. It focused on speed, control, reliability, and respect. It feels like an operating system designed by people who actually use computers every day, not by committees trying to optimize engagement metrics. When you step back and look at the bigger picture, it becomes clear that this isn't just about one Linux desktop being better than Windows 12. It's about a fundamental shift in priorities. Linux is no longer trying to catch up. It's setting the standard, and Windows, once the undisputed leader of the desktop world, now finds itself reacting rather than innovating. The irony is that many of the features that make this Linux desktop so good are things Windows users have been asking for years. So when people say this new Linux desktop is what Windows 12 should have been, they're not exaggerating. They're expressing a sense of missed opportunity. Windows could have been faster. It could have been lighter. It could have been more customizable, more private, more respectful. Instead, those qualities found a home elsewhere. And once you experience a desktop that truly works for you instead of against you, it becomes very hard to go back.